How do you like your first close-up look at Mount Archie? All 2,900 meters of glorious composite volcano. Forested slope to snow-capped peak. It's a pretty sight, huh? Don't worry, you won't get too up close and personal with the slope today. You should be about to the trailhead for the West Scenic Trail. Nice and flat around the base of the mountain. 4 kilometers downslope from the crater. And that sure is a tree across the road there. Better park it. Grab the portable radio so you can still hear me and go look for the trailhead. Here's hoping another tree hasn't taken out the sign. Keep your eyes peeled, Techie. Yes, that's what I'm calling you. It's definitely because I think it's a cute nickname for your first day on the job, and not because Dr. Matthews spilled his coffee all over your paperwork and made it unreadable. And yes, I can see you from the observation station, 5 kilometers back. I've got a really good pair of binoculars and some great maps. Bet you thought technical intern meant you'd be making spreadsheets or puttering around with server racks in some air-conditioned closet, huh? That's what you get for signing on with the team of volcanologists out in the wilds of the Pacific Northwest. We're keeping a close eye on Mount Archie because she's threatening to erupt, and we need all the data we can get. And you get to take care of 2 of our remote stations because they've stopped transmitting data, which is bad. And there, you found the trailhead. We've noodled around enough. Get running. Away from Station 17 and making good time. I'm just hoping the problem there is something you can fix on site. I'd hate to make you haul any of that equipment back on foot. So remember all that stuff falling off the shelves this morning at the observation station? Mount Archie's been making a lot of seismic noise lately. little earthquake swarms. No, don't stop! I promise I wouldn't have sent you out if we were on imminent volcanic hazard alert. But that's why our work here is so important. Should be a stream coming up. Careful going across. The rocks will be slippery. Get a lungful of that fresh air! Okay, yeah, it smells a little like rotten eggs. Sulfur output from the volcano. But isn't that bracing? Wakes up your sinuses and makes them cry for mercy! And see all those trees? Pine trees and not pine trees. And all sorts of lovely plants doing planty things. Look, I'm a geologist, not a botanist. Keep going. Shouldn't be much further than Station 17. Wow, you made good time there, Techie. That's monitoring Station 17. Not much to look at, I know. Just a couple random crates sitting out on some rocks amongst the trees at the foot of a mountain. But they're pretty rocks, right? Come on, you gotta love rocks! Everyone loves rocks! Well, at least everyone I know. Anyway, we're not big on sparking antenna and oscilloscopes. First, that bright yellow box is the portable seismometer. That That records the earthquakes and lets us triangulate their exact location and depth by correlating with the readings of other seismometers at more remote locations. The GPS units piggybacked onto that. And that scan box in the steel frame that says tilt meter? Yeah, that's the tilt meter. It's a very fancy and precise sort of level that tells us if the ground's actually swelling up due to magma moving around under the surface or building up in a chamber. Everything green on those, huh? Try resetting the satellite transmitter. Should be the smallest box, bright orange. That took care of it. Beautiful. Hopefully Station 18 will be that easy. It's a little less than 2 kilometers away. Head back to the trail and get ready. Whoa there! Get into that clearing! There went my coffee cup. You good? Glad you got away from the trees. Get going again, okay? There will be aftershocks, but those will be smaller. That was probably a 4.8, maybe up to a 5.0 magnitude. Much less than that, and we wouldn't have felt it at all. Checking the other monitoring station. Good news, Techie. You're probably not going to die today. Archie's just rolling over in her sleep. No other signs of eruption. But it's even more important that you get to Station 18. It's monitoring one of the volcano vents, and we really need our eye on it if we're getting more earthquakes. Pick up the pace a little, okay? Don't worry, that's our helicopter. Hold on. Wait until you get to the next break in the trees. Okay. Look up towards the peak. See that little bit of smoke? The chopper's just there to take some thermal imaging. And hey, if they see something scary, they can just swoop down towards you like, "Get in the chopper!" Right? Right? Besides, the forest is too thick here for the helicopter to land. That's why you have to run instead of flying in style. And speaking of running, take the next trail branch up the mountain slope. That'll get you to Station 18, less than half a click out. go, Station 18. This one's a bit fancier. It's got tripods and everything. And isn't that a nice clearing we found for it? I'm particularly fond of all these ferny sorts of things. Very soft if you sit on them. It's a lovely place for a picnic. Check the thing on the left first, which looks like a camera. Yeah, that's a camera. So it takes thermal images, not just regular ones. Looks good? All right, tripod on the right. The really boxy, ugly-looking, not actually a camera. That's our co-spec, which stands for Correlation Spectrometer. It uses the light shining through gas and smoke to determine the amount of sulfur dioxide the volcano is throwing out. The more sulfur, the closer an eruption probably is. So you see why this is important. All lights green? Okay, then a reset on the satellite transmitter should do it. Though I don't know why that transmitter would be on the fritz, because we just replaced it. What? Do you mean there is no transmitter? Dr. Parker was joking about a bear running off with it before. I mean, I hoped it was a joke. Look around for it. Carefully. Yes, that's it. Looks just like the other transmitter. You can stop running now. Just get the transmitter back in place, then reset it. Though maybe wipe it off first. Good work finding the transmitter and wiping the whatever spit off it. Probably a bear. Better a bear than a moose, you realize. Moose are nasty animals. Anyway, I owe you a new bandana. Co-spec isn't showing any elevated sulfur levels, so great news. You're still not going to die today. Though take a good look. I think you'll get to come out here again tomorrow to get that transmitter properly bolted down again. Because you know what the reward for a job well done is, Techie? It's another job! Head back to camp once you've had a decent rest, though not too long of a rest. I know instruments are green, but I don't trust a volcano when it's so rumbly. Gives me a bad feeling. No, don't you worry. I'm sure everything's gonna be fine and you're in for a boring internship. And anyway, Dr. Matthews is making some cobbler and you don't want to miss that. As they say about internships, come for the boredom and low pay, stay for the delicious desserts.
Mission completed.